The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
Lasha Khutsishvili, the Georgian finance minister, on Thursday met Azel Dusumbekova, the senior director of the HR Business Partners Division at the Asian Development Bank, to review ongoing work for Tbilisi to host the annual meeting of the bank in May. Hosted in Georgia for the first time, the 57th annual meeting will feature 4,000 participants and guests, including Masatsugu Asakawa, the president of the bank, its vice presidents and executive directors, the finance ministry said. Delegations from 68 member countries, international representatives of financial institutions, the private sector, international and civil society, as well as international and local media, will also be hosted at the event, the body added. Khutsishvili noted the importance of hosting an event of this scale for the country, which he said would ensure growth of the country's investment, economic opportunities and tourism potential. On her part, Dusumbekova expressed hope hosting the event in Georgia would provide a new impetus to the cooperation between member countries of the bank. The meeting also involved Ekaterina Guntsadze, the deputy finance minister, David Garigos-Soliva, the secretariat advisor of ADB, and Rachel Opvenda, the secretariat officer of the bank. Georgia continues progressing on its EU enlargement track as a candidate country, said Oliver Varhey, EU Commissioner for Neighborhood and Enlargement, after meeting with Georgian Minister of Environmental Protection and Agriculture, Otar Shamugia. The sides discussed the EU alignment in agriculture and green transition. These are key areas on Georgia's EU path. Our support will continue, Varhey wrote on Twitter. Zviad Kordzadze, the lawyer of Lelo leader Mamuka Khazaradze, filed a lawsuit against Tbilisi Mayor Kakha Kaladze in the Tbilisi City Court. As lawyer, Zviad Kordzadze explains the claim is an order by the court to reject the wrong information spread to Kakha Kaladze. Mr. Kaladze said about Mamuka Khazaradze that he was making people unhappy, taking away business, which is a statement damaging honor, dignity and business reputation. We filed a lawsuit with a request to reject these reports because they are not true, they are fake reports, and therefore we ask the court to instruct Mr. Kaladze to reject the said report. Lately, the issue of admissibility in these types of lawsuits has been handled a little differently, inconsistent with the law. Let's wait and see what happens. There are all kinds of grounds. The statement is in place, the legal norms are in place, which allow Mr. Mamuka to do so. Let's wait the rest from the side of the court, Kordzadze said. PMC Research Center published a report, Employment Tracker. According to the document, in 2023, from July to December, the total number of vacancies published on Jobs.g amounted to 42,362, which was 2.7% higher compared to the corresponding period of 2022. In December 2023, the total number of vacancies published on Jobs.g decreased by 23.9% compared to November 2023. In December 2023, for the first time in 2 years, the number of vacancies published on Jobs.g decreased year over year. The number of published vacancies declined by 2.4% compared to the corresponding period of 2022. In 2023, from July to December, a total of 6,598 vacancies were published in the field of finance statistics, which was 12.4% higher than the corresponding period of 2022 and 59% higher compared to the corresponding period of 2021. In 2023, from July to December, a total of 11,077 vacancies were published in sales procurement, which was 6.6% lower compared to the corresponding period of 2022 and 33.1% higher compared to the corresponding period of 2021. In 2023, from July to December, a total of 9,900 1,149 vacancies were published in administration management, which was 10.3% higher compared to the corresponding period of 2022 and 35.7% higher compared to the corresponding period of 2021. This is The Checkpoints. I'm Elena Guangilashvili, author and the host of the show. And the Checkpoints team is ready to sum up this week in business and economy for you. The electricity generation of the Shua Heavy HPP cascade has shown annual increases. In 2023, the Shua Heavy HPP cascade produced a total of 513 kilowatt hours of electricity, surpassing the design indicator by approximately 10%. Ajariskalyu Georgia LLC AGL is a leading energy company in Georgia, owner of the 187 megawatt Shua Heavy HPP cascade. The Shua Heavy HPP cascade incorporates 178 megawatt Shua Heavy HPP and the 9 megawatt Shkalta HPP with relevant reservoirs, dams, and one weir. The shareholders, owners of AGL are Clean Energy Invest, ASC from Norway, and Tata Power from India. With an investment of $550 million USD in the Georgian energy sector, the Shua Heavy hydropower plant is the most substantial investment project in the country to date. Shua Heavy hydropower plant cascade is the largest energy facility in the history of independent Georgia. The Shua Heavy HPP began commercial operations in 2020, and for the fourth consecutive year, it has been supplying electricity consistently to the Georgian electricity system, which in turn provides power to the population of Georgia on a daily basis. Shua Heavy HPP cascade contribute approximately 5% to the country's total electricity generation. However, considering this year's electricity generation, this percentage has also seen an increase. Technology has played a pivotal role in achieving AGL's record-breaking electricity generation. The investors and management of the company have invested in state-of-the-art equipment and monitoring systems to continually enhance processes, thereby enabling the company to maximize power generation. The Shua Heavy hydropower plant has implemented an advanced and comprehensive monitoring system based on real-time data acquisition from precise sensors and analyzing for hydraulic structures, dams, tunnels, and associated equipment, including radial gates and intake gates. The insights gained through comprehensive monitoring contribute to the formulation of robust long-term maintenance strategies. Understanding the health and performance of hydraulic components empowers the plant to plan maintenance activities strategically and optimizing overall operational efficiency. Shua Heavy hydroelectric power plant can adapt and refine its maintenance strategies based on real-time insights, fostering a culture of innovation and responsiveness to emerging challenges. Digitalization. The integration of digitalization projects at Shua Heavy hydropower plant has brought about significant advancements in inflow forecasting, leveraging systems such as Powell inflow forecasting and snow measurement studies. These technological implementations have greatly improved the accuracy of inflow calculations and enabled precise scheduling of power generation to the grid in a highly reliable manner. Powell Inflow Forecasting System. The adoption of the Powell Inflow Forecasting System integrated with weather monitoring stations represents a pivotal step in leveraging digital technologies for enhanced operational efficiency. This system utilizes advanced algorithms, historical 40-year hydrology data, and statistical data analytics to forecast inflows, providing real-time insights that enable more accurate decision-making. Snow measurement studies. Incorporating snow measurement studies into the digitalization initiatives further refines the inflow forecasting process. Accurate measurement of snow levels at 10 identified elevations and conditions allows for a comprehensive understanding of water resources, contributing to precise calculations of inflows into the hydropower plant. Shua Heavy HPP cascade, significantly boosting Georgia's domestic power production, enhancing energy security, and driving the nation toward energy independence. The company's key priority during construction and operation has been the employment of the local population. AGL has been at the forefront of introducing a high standard of corporate responsibility to Georgia's energy sector. AGL initiated social projects during the construction phase, aiming at enhancing the living conditions of the local population and fostering fostering the region's long-term development. It continues the social projects after advancing to the power generation phase, demonstrating AGL's ongoing dedication to the well-being of Georgia's communities. And now on to Natia Taktakishvili for more updates in this week's business news and outlook.
Company Redco declares that tourist season in Godavari is running successfully for the first time after 2019. The executive director of the company, Malchas Kunelauri, says that the resort is visited by a large number of tourists. According to our facility, the winter tourist season is running successfully for the first time since 2019. Redco Godavari occupies 90% of central part of New Godavari. The season had failed for several years due to the pandemic and water problems. Last year there was no snow. Current season has just started. There are no data, although I think the numbers will be positive because there is a lot of snow and there are tourists. I would like to tell you that between 2012 and 2018, development of mountain resorts was in progress, including Godavari, Bakuriani, Svaneti, and Goderzi. The occupancy of these 4 resorts increased by 491%. This growth was most striking for Godavari with 350,000 visitors. This continuous development process was hampered by various problems for the last 4 years, Kunelauri explains. Redco Godavari holds 15 hotel-type apartments, which include up to 4,000 rooms in total. The facility has free parking space for 1,000 cars and paid parking spaces for 3,000 cars. In addition, all buildings have up to 2,000 parking lots. Sports complex Snap Fitness plans to open 2 new branches between 2024 and 2025. According to the executive director of the sports complex, Sopo Sologhashvili, since 2022, the demand for customers has increased significantly. In particular, there is a 30% increase in customers in their branches. It should be noted that due to the overcrowded halls, the sports complex suspended the sales of 1 month's unlimited gym packages last year. The exact location is not known yet. At this stage, I can tell you that 1 branch will be built in Tbilisi but not in the city center, and the other branch will be built in Kutaisi or Batumi. The investment volume will be at least 3 million lari, Sologhashvili said. In addition, the executive director of the sports complex notes that Snap Fitness has an academic for 5 years where the training of fitness instructors is carried out. According to her, the program lasts for 3 months, and at the end of the course, customers have the opportunity to undergo a 2-student practice at Snap Fitness. Within the framework of the program, 25 people can be accepted into the group. Admission is announced 3 times a year. Company Gorgia, which imports 60,000 types of products from different countries of the world, including China and India, talks about the shipping cost growth. The executive director of the company states that the company still has enough products and the price increase will not occur at this stage. But if the situation does not improve, their prices will increase in the next 2-3 months due to the growth of transportation costs. We have a whole list of suppliers from China, India, and European countries. Recent events have shown us that the logistic costs for products that are manufactured in China and India have increased dramatically. We used to buy a container in the range of $2,000 USD. Today, it costs over $8,000 USD, says Tornike Guruli, executive director of Gorgia. Gorgia hypermarket chain is the largest corporation in the Caucasus in the field of construction and repair. The company has been working on the Georgian market since 1988. At this stage, Gorgia is represented in 6 cities of Georgia with 10 branches. The Georgian brand Mulina, which produces silk scarves and tablecloths, has expanded its range and launched production of men's accessories. Mako Imedashvili, the founder of Mulina, spoke about this in Women's Narrative. Based on the great interest and demand of the customer, we decided to start the production of men's accessories as well. We are talking about men's scarves and jacket handkerchiefs. So far, we have launched this line in test mode, and I think it will be successful. As for the prices, they will be the same as for women's accessories, said Mako Imedashvili. Mulina offers a wide range of scarves and tablecloths with Georgian themes as well as with modern elements, the price of which are determined by size. A 70 centimeter silk scarf ranges from 55 lari to 90 lari. and the price of tablecloths totals to 200 lari. Mulina started operating on the Georgian market in 2022. The brand currently employs 5 people and its products are represented in 5 facilities throughout Georgia. Mulina products are also available in the USA. Megi Chihradze, operational manager of the Georgian jewelry company Tsoara, declares that imported jewelry hinders the growth of sales of Georgian jewelry companies. The main challenge of Georgian jewelry is the excessive imported jewelry on the market, which hinders the growth of sales. It started in the 1990s. The market is filled with imported products. The competition is very high in our field. However, the companies that create jewelry, and especially jewelry made of gold on the spot, can be counted on the fingers, noted Megi Chihradze. Tsoara collection includes gold and silver products. The company has 150 authentic designs in our silver jewelry line. The jewelry is completely handmade. The price of Tsoara silver jewelry starts from 70 lari and reaches 1,500 lari. The price of gold jewelry starts from 1,000 lari and reaches to 20,000 lari. The Georgian jewelry company Tsoara started operating on the market in 2019. At this stage, it's presented in various galleries and in 2 stores across Tbilisi, although the brand plans to open stores in Batumi and Kutaisi by 2024. The wooden cottages and house manufacturing company Cottages Samegrelo Group, located in Zugdidi, is planning to launch manufacturing of ready-made houses this year. According to Georgi Shamugia, the executive director of company, wooden cottages and houses are being built in the company using the Scandinavian frame method. After the launch of a new manufacturing line, customers will be able to take a ready-made houses from the enterprise. Our company must make an investment of about 40,000 lari to launch the new manufacturing line. Accordingly, we decided to participate in grant program Enterprise Georgia and attract resources in this way. At this stage, the minimum square meter of wooden cottages and houses starts 40 square meter. The minimum cost per square meter amounts to 180 USD. As for raw materials, we use local and Russian raw materials. The selection of the type of raw materials depends on the customer's demand. We employ a total of 5 people in the company, Shamugia said. The wood manufacturing company Cottages Samegrelo Group has been operating on the market for 2 years. The company offers customers construction of wooden cottages and houses, and they have the possibility of delivery to any regions throughout Georgia. The family winery of Kocholamazishvili and agrotourist farm Itabani, located in Kakheti, is planning to expand the wine production this year. As the founder of Itabani, Rati Kocholamazishvili, told BMDG, expansion is planned both in terms of type of wine and its volumes. Family winery and agrotourist farm appeared on the market in 2017. The facility combines a vineyard, food orchard, a cellar, a tasting area, and terrace in one space. We currently produce 3 types of Qvevri wine: Katsiteli, Kisi, and Saperari. We are glad that all 3 wines of 2022 harvest won medals at various competitions. With increases brand awareness and is reflected in the sales growth. According to today's data, we bottle 5,000 bottles of wine per year. We are going to increase the sales of wine both in the local market and we want to enter export markets as well, said Kocholamazishvili. According to him, the facility has different spaces. Up to 25 people can be hosted in the indoor space and 100 people can be accommodated in outdoor space at the same time. It should be noted that 3 people are employed in the facility at this stage. However, depending on the need, up to 3 people are added. The Kocholamazishvili family cellar Itabani was officially opened in 2023. The newly opened wine bar Do in Gudauri talks about the winter season with BMDG. The bar opened 2 weeks ago and offers customers signature cocktails, sandwiches and wine. According to the founder of the bar, Irina Kobakhidze, despite the fact that the season is good, the active workload comes mainly from Friday to Sunday, as the bar is less busy on the weekdays. I think the lower number of customers is caused by small tourist flows. Also, the Russian-Ukraine conflict had a great impact. As I know, mainly Russian visitors came to Gudauri and Bakuriani. Everyone says that tourists mainly arrive in February. Therefore, we expect that the trend will change positively and their flows will increase 3- or 4-fold. At this time, 50% of our customers are foreign and 50% are local. We have a large number of foreign guests from Poland, Russia, Czech Republic and Slovakia. Kobakhidze says, according to her, 3 months ago, the first wine bar was opened in Tbilisi in Janashia Street 4. This year, the brand plans to carry out marketing activities in order to increase the awareness of the bar both in Tbilisi and Gudauri. Wine bar dough appeared on the market 3 months ago and has 2 branches on the market. One is in Tbilisi and the other in Gudauri.
UN Tourism has opened applications for the 2024 edition of its Best Tourism Villages initiative. The information was published on the UN Tourism website. Over the past 3 editions, UN Tourism, the new name of the World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, received almost 600 applications from nearly 100 countries. Currently, the UN Tourism Best Tourism Villages network brings together 186 members globally, comprising 129 recognized as best tourism villages and 57 villages taking part in the upgrade program. Together, they represent 55 countries across 5 world regions. UN Tourism Secretary General Zurab Pololikashvili says, Best Tourism Villages by UN Tourism recognizes those rural destinations where tourism is being effectively embraced as a tool for sustainable growth, opportunity, or for preserving unique cultural and natural heritage. For the 2024 edition, we look forward to seeing more examples of tourism as a force for good, according to Pololikashvili. UN Tourism member states are invited to submit up to 8 candidate villages through their national tourism administrations. Applications are open until April 24, 2024, with the selected villages announced in the 3rd quarter of the year. An external independent advisory board comprising experts in various fields evaluates applications based on 9 areas: cultural and natural resources, promotion and conservation of cultural resources, economic sustainability, social sustainability, environmental sustainability, tourism development and value chain integration, governance and prioritization of tourism, infrastructure and connectivity, and health, safety and security. The Best Tourism Villages by UN Tourism, introduced in 2021, seeks to inform tourism into a catalyst for rural prosperity and well-being. The initiative takes a dual-pronged approach, valuing and preserving rural villages, their landscapes, cultural diversity, and knowledge systems, and advancing innovative strategies aligned with the Sustainable Development Goal (SDGs). The initiative comprises 3 integral components. The Best Tourism Villages by UN Tourism recognizes outstanding examples of rural tourism destinations with cultural and natural assets that preserve and promote rural and community-based values, products and lifestyle, and have a clear committed to innovation and sustainability. Selection is based on an evaluation of their resources and initiatives in 9 areas, covering the 3 pillars of sustainable development: economic, social, and environmental. The Best Tourism Villages by UN Tourism upgrade program benefits applicants that do not fully meet the criteria to obtain recognition. These villages receive support from UNWTO and partners to address the gaps identified in the evaluation process. The Best Tourism Villages by UN Tourism Network provides a space for exchanging experiences and good practices and opportunities. It includes representatives of the Best Tourism Village, as well as from the upgrade program, and benefits from the contributions of experts, public and private sector partners engaged in the promotion of tourism for rural development. Since its inception, the BTV network has organized a series of training sessions and masterclasses reaching hundreds of participants. Georgia ranks 3rd among the Eastern Partnership members based on the Eastern Partnership Index. The research awards Georgia 0.63 points. Moldova secures the 1st place, while Ukraine takes the 2nd place. Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Belarus follow in the 4th, 5th, and 6th places, respectively. The study analyzes the consequences of Russia's war against Ukraine and the progress made by the Eastern Partnership countries in terms of reforms. The research is based on the assessment of three main directions: democracy, good governance and rule of law, political convergence with the EU, and sustainable development. Georgia lost considerable ground across both democracy and good governance and policy convergence indicators. In fact, Georgia's performance was characterized by significant downwards drift, if not a sharp plunge, in many areas, which reflects the country's political polarization. Significant decreases occurred in almost all thematic areas overseen by this index, namely democratic rights, elections and political pluralism, the fight against corruption, human rights protection mechanisms, state accountability, independent media, public administration, market economy, freedom, security and justice, and environment and climate policy, with the exception of freedom of assembly. The report notes about Georgia. The EAP Index 2023 edition was developed by a core team at the Secretariat of the Steering Committee of the Eastern Partnership Civil Society Forum, led by Alexandra Sabu, Advocacy and EAP Index Manager. In 2023, the government of Georgia discussed at least 531 draft decrees in 48 sessions, none of which has been made public to date. Transparency International Georgia disseminates information about this. In addition, according to their reports, the government did not publish the agenda of 4 out of 48 sessions. The non-governmental organization explains that it is impossible to obtain documents even by requesting public information. Transparency International Georgia claims that the government has been making decisions behind closed doors for more than 3 years, and with this approach, the government not only reduces trust in it, but also raises suspicions that the goal may be to hide problematic decisions. 23% of last year's decrees, 122 out of 531 related to the transfer of state property to specific individuals in various forms of revision of the conditions they took before the state, which carries the risk of corruption. This risk is supported by the existence of cases revealed by investigative journalists in the past regarding the alleged illegal transfer of state property. In addition to the fact that by not publishing the decrees, the government sets a bad example to other public institutions, it simultaneously violates several legal acts, namely the right to access to public information guaranteed by the Article 18 of the Constitution of Georgia, the principle of openness of Article 10 of the General Administrative Code, the rules established for the provision of public information determined by the third chapter of the same code, the government regulation regarding the uploading of decrees on the website within a maximum of 3 days, government's resolution on proactive publication of information, reads TI's statement. The organization calls on the government administration to abandon the harmful practice of hiding decrees, comply with the requirements of the law, and publish all documents both on its official website and in the Legislative Gazette, as well as to comply with all the requirements stipulated by the law on providing public information. Car shipping dominates the trade turnover of Georgia. Goods worth 11.5 USD billion were transported by road, which was 53% of Georgia's foreign trade turnover. Products worth of almost 7 billion USD were transported by maritime transport. Freight worth 1.3 billion was transported by railway, and cargo worth USD 1.3 billion was served by air transport. As for direct exports, USD 4.3 billion worth of export products were transported by road out of around 6 billion USD worth of goods. USD 1.2 billion worth of goods were served by maritime transport, and only 202 million USD worth of products were delivered to exporting markets by the railway. The largest share of imports also accounts for road transport. 7.2 billion USD worth of imported products entered Georgia by cars, 5.7 billion USD worth of products by sea transport, and 1.1 billion USD worth of cargo was received by railway. About 992 million USD of imported products were served by air transport. Time for our digest of main economic trends and outlook for this week.
In 2023, the exports of Georgia equaled $6 million, 9.1% higher year-on-year. Share of domestic exports in total exports constituted 45.8% and amounted to $2 million, 24.4% lower than in 2022, according to the National Statistics Office of Georgia. In 2023, the share of top 10 trading partners by domestic exports in the total domestic exports of Georgia amounted to 73.1%. The top partners were Russia, Turkey, and China. In 2023, copper ores and concentrates claimed the first place in the list of top export items, equaling $474.2 million or 17% of total exports. The exports of wine of fresh grapes totaled to $257.7 million and their share in total exports amounted to 9.2%. The exports of ferroalloys occupied the first place, standing at $180.7 million and constituting 6.5% of total exports. The Georgian government, led by Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili, discussed a draft decree focused on implementing measures related to a new project for Central University Clinic named after academician Nicholas Khipshidze, the government administration reported. According to the experts' conclusion presented by Prime Minister, reconstruction the existing building is deemed inappropriate and unprofitable. Instead, the plan is to dismantle the old structure and build a new multidisciplinary high-tech medical facility, a new Republican hospital. The new facility will be a modern state clinic meeting international standards covering various medical disciplines. The new Republican hospital is expected to be a multifunctional institution with over 500 beds, including an outpatient clinic, a day hospital, a children's oncology and hematology center, a center, blood bank, and other essential facilities. The administration stated the Labor Inspection Service will supervise the process to ensure the rights of medical staff are fully protected. Georgian Health Minister Zurab Azarashvili on Monday explained the reasons behind building a state clinic on the base of Central Republican Hospital. As Azarashvili stated, the clinic does not fulfill current standards. According to the conclusions prepared by 5 different independent sources, unfortunately, the Republican Hospital cannot meet any current criteria. Its rehabilitation would be inefficient. The minister went on to say that new facility will have over 500 patient beds and meet all requirements for a multidisciplinary clinic. The project's budget is around $200 million. Azarashvili emphasized the need of foreign experience in the tendering process. The minister also addressed the prospects of current employees, stating that they had been provided unprecedented and decent conditions. There are different offers, which include the payment of 12 months compensation or employment in the same position in another clinic, and the payment of 4 months compensation. He said the project is expected to take over 48 months to complete. Tbilisi Mayor Kakakaladze announced rehabilitation of a park in Vazisubani settlement of Samgori district. The park, covering an area of up to 2 hectares, is set to undergo improvements such as pedestrian paths, exercise and children's playgrounds, drinking water fountains, and an area for dog walking. The project aims to enhance parks infrastructure and create a renovated recreation space. The estimated cost for the rehabilitation works is $4 million. Mayor Kakakaladze emphasized the city's need for more green spaces and recreational areas. The natural and liquid gas market in Georgia are compatible with a competitive environment, and there are no risks of violation of competition legislation by actors in them, the Georgian Competition Consumer Agency said on Wednesday after publishing the results for 2022 monitoring of the market. The agency said the natural and liquid gas markets had not had a single dominant economic player, and there was no incidence of group dominance. The concentration index of market which consider the share of large companies, the number of small companies operating in the market, and their total percentage share is characterized by a tendency to decrease, it said. The results of monitoring showed the changes in the price of both liquid and natural gas in the retail market were determined by market factors. Moreover, the change in retail price was found to be correlated with the main factor influencing it. Subscribers of Tbilisi consumed 3 billion kilowatt-hour of electricity in 2023, according to the report published by Telasi. The company increased its electricity supply by 6.1% last year. The report reads that the number of company subscribers has increased by 3.5% and reached 750,000 in December 2023, of which 673,000 are individuals and 77,700 are legal entities. According to the data of 2023, the total length of companies' power transmission lines amounted to 6,000 kilometers, which was 2.9% more than the indicator of 2022. The total length of the company's power transmission lines increased as a result of network development, reconstruction and modernization works. Within the framework of investment project in 2023, rehabilitation works were carried out at Sanapiro substation, which provides electricity to Saburtalo district. Central distribution points, Vazisupani settlement and central distribution point, the first clinical hospital, were rehabilitated. Rehabilitation of Kwedzmara was fully completed, while modernization of Tatminda, Makhata, Nautlurik 2 and Lilo 3 is being still carried out. The goal of the mentioned project is to increase the efficiency and reliability of Tbilisi energy supply, to increase capacities for the further development of city's electrical grid, reads the document. From September 2023, employees of Department of Environmental Supervision of Ministry of Environmental Protection and Agriculture have been monitoring the emissions of motor vehicles in 4 big cities of Georgia: Tbilisi, Rustavi, Kutaisi and Batumi. According to the department, since the enactment of the law, a total of 3,243 legal entities and individuals have been fined by the department's mobile crews for non-compliance with the established norm of vehicle emission. Employees of department issued the most 1,502 fines to the driver owners of vehicles in Tbilisi. 707 violations were reported in Kutaisi and 564 in Batumi and 470 in Rustavi. It should be noted that 1,893 fines have been issued for car drivers, 1,164 for minibus drivers and 185 for truck drivers and 1 for a bus driver. In the case of natural person, the amount of fine amounts to 100 lari for the first time, 300 lari for the second time and 600 lari for the third time for non-compliance with the norms established by the legislation of vehicle emissions. In the case of a legal entity, the fine is 500, 1,500 and 3,000 lari respectively. If the fine is paid within 10 days, the amount of the fine will be reduced by 20%, reads the information.
On Friday, Georgia celebrated International Customs Day. The main highlight of this year's celebration was customs engaging traditional and new partners with purpose. The EU ambassador in Georgia, Paweł Herczyński, also attended the event and made comments afterwards.
International Customs Day, and I was invited by the Minister of Finance to join the celebrations, and I really want to acknowledge professionalism, hard work, dedication and adaptability of Georgian customs officer to the ever-changing external environment. European Union has been supporting tax revenue of Georgia and customs revenue of Georgia for over 20 years, and we want to continue that support, especially now when Georgia is a candidate country for the membership in the European Union. It's only a matter of time when Georgia will become a member of the European Union and Georgian borders will become European Union external borders. So we need to make sure that those borders are very well protected for the sake not only of Georgia, but all EU member states. As you all have seen, free and fair elections is one of the 9 steps that has been identified by the European Commission and supported by EU member states as a very important element that we'll be watching very closely. I know that the Georgian government has already committed to asking OSCE ODIHR for a long-term observation, and I know that all our member states are supporting this. In case of countries that are members of OSCE, it is OSCE that is responsible for long-term observations, but the discussions are ongoing among member states if and how European Union also take part in election observations. Once again, I want to stress that we will be watching not only the elections themselves, not only the election day, but also the whole electoral campaign very closely. We sincerely hope that there will be a leveling playing field, that every political party will have enough space in order to engage and present their programs, and that first and foremost there will be no violence, because electoral violence is absolutely unacceptable in any democratic country. 9 steps have been identified by the European Commission and agreed by 27 member states only in December. Historic European Council granting Georgia candidate status. Now we need to move forward. Actually, granting the candidate status is not the end, it's only the beginning of the hard work towards Georgia becoming member of the European Union. We hope that the work will accelerate, that the work will be inclusive, that the work will be constructive, and of course Georgia will be assessed, and I sincerely hope that we will move to the next stage, namely to the opening of accession negotiations as quickly as possible. But again, this will be based on the progress made on the 9 steps. We are only a couple of weeks after the 9 steps have been agreed. It's too early to say about the progress. I can hope, and I sincerely hope, that the progress will be made, and the progress will be made very quickly, so that we move to the next stage, to the opening of accession negotiations between Georgia and the European Union. I can only encourage all authorities to accelerate work. Obtaining EU membership is a lengthy and complicated process, but not necessarily a long process when it comes to timelines. This all depends on how quickly Georgia implements reforms. These reforms have been set not to please Brussels or anyone else. They have been identified in order to make Georgia stronger, stable, democratic country. So it's in the interest of Georgia itself to implement those reforms and to be ready to enter the European Union. Georgia needs to implement those reforms, because otherwise it will disrupt if unprepared, it will disrupt the way European Union is functioning, and all the benefits of membership of the European Union will not be realized. So all those reforms are absolutely necessary. We want to see Georgia a strong, stable country with very strong, well-functioning professional institutions, and we want to welcome Georgia as a member of the European Union as quickly as possible. So yes, the work should accelerate. We, as the European Union delegation here in Tbilisi, are ready to help with all the instruments at our disposal. Intensive contacts between relevant authorities and colleagues in Brussels are ongoing, and I'm really hopeful that in spite of elections that are coming in October, that of course will devote a lot of attention, in parallel Very hard work will be ongoing in order to introduce necessary reforms, in order to move forward on 9 steps, so that as soon as possible we can move to the next stage in the European integration process and open accession negotiations.
You are watching The Checkpoints. We will meet next Sunday. Till then, follow us on BM.G.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.